in Savannah. And it is good to be here to get ready as we get ready to elect our two Republican senators, David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler. But it is, for many of you who know my background and my past, there's been many times as a pastor and also as a chaplain in the United States Air Force that we have also had to discuss and also share some news that I need all of you to pay attention to for just a moment. Senator Loeffler will not be able to join us this afternoon because earlier today one of her campaign staff lost their life in an accident. And so what I would like, before I say anything else, and before what I know that we all look to, I would like for you to join me in a word of prayer. Eternal God, we love you. And there's so many times it is easy to come to you and it is easy to come and ask for the things that we want, but then there's all these times that right now we come and we don't know what to ask for. And I pray for Senator Loeffler. I pray for her staff. I pray for the family of those that have, the one who's been lost. I pray that you give comfort and peace beyond understanding. I pray that your graciousness and your mercy are evident. I pray that as we remember what has happened, that we remember also that you have given us a land in which we can pray to you, in which we look to you, in which we find our comfort in you. We live in a land in which you are God and we are not. And when we understand that, then we understand that you are in control. So for everybody here, I pray, Father, as we lift up our voices collectively, that we ask for your peace during this time. Ask for your peace for the campaign, for Senator Loeffler, for all that will speak today, and for a family right now that is grieving, and for a state, for someone who gave and today gave all. So I pray your love and your grace to be upon them. May you guide us in everything that we do. For this nation, we love you, for we are one nation under God. Amen. 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 I tell you what we got to do right now, though, is as much as sometimes I tell you for this young man who lost his life today, we are here for a purpose. We are here for those who have went before us. This is a nation in which we will always stand up and we will elect those that stand for us. And today, I'm happy to be here with Senator Perdue and also with Ronna McDaniel and with Vice President Pence because America is still conservative. America is red, and it starts right here in Savannah. So I don't know about you, and I may be down just a little bit. And I know that some of you may be down and you're saying, oh, we got all these problems. And believe me, there's of us who are fighting to fix the problems we found in Georgia and all across this country. But I will tell you right now, every Trump supporter here, every supporter of Vice President Pence, and every conservative in Georgia, you owe it now to take yourself and your friends and get out and vote, because we will not let Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock take these seats from us. I know I have some friends here, and one of my friends I serve with, Buddy Carter, I believe, is here, and he's called Jon Ossoff a trust fund socialist. I think that's pretty good, because I don't know what else to say about Jon Ossoff except he seems to like terrorist states. He seems to like China, and what I know he doesn't like is Georgia. David Perdue is our senior senator, and it's time for us to stand up and make sure David Perdue goes back to the United States Senate. It's time that we look ahead, because what the Democrats want from us right now, the Democrats want us to be divided. They want us to look at each other. They want us to see the problems. But I'm going to tell you right now, Georgia Republicans, we do not get disheartened. We do not look down, because there have been many people who came before us to get us to where we're at now. And if we do any different, we do them a disservice. So it's time that we take a friend to vote with us. Republicans do not vote alone. So here's what you got to do over the next few weeks. We got to make sure that our friends are registered. We got to make sure our friends show up. But we've also got to make sure that we show up. And I've saved my point for this. I was going to be here, and Senator Loeffler wishes she could be here. And she will continue this fight, and we're going to help. Now look, we have a great time, and we've come together in a party, and now it's time that we elect senators. But I'm going to tell you right now, Kelly Loeffler, we put up a great fight. She was a worthy opponent, and she came in, and now she is in this runoff. But I'm going to tell you right now, Georgia does not need Raphael Warnock in the United States Senate. How many of you believe that someone who believes that our police officers are thugs and villains, how many do you think they need to be in the Senate? Do you think that someone who doesn't value the sanctity of life, I'm not sure what scripture's being read, but my Bible tells me that God knitted us within inside our mother's womb. I just do not believe there's anything stronger than life, and that is what a pastor ought to talk about. Don't give me this, that America is not a great nation, Raphael Warnock. America is a great nation because you're able to do what you're supposed to, and conservatives are going to show in Georgia that it is time we stood up. We're going to look forward, and there will be one thing come clear on January 5th. There will be 2 senators from Georgia named David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler. But you can't let up. Is anybody here, let me just ask a question. Is anybody here letting up? How many of you want to just see through December and we're going to ride the sleigh like Santa all the way into January 5th? Are we ready to do it? Well, I tell you what, don't let anybody tell you not to go vote. Don't let anybody tell you to stay away from this, because we're not quitters. We're not ones who stay away. We've got problems we will fix, but it only can be fixed by Republicans winning these 2 seats and Chuck Schumer being sent back to New York as the minority leader, not the majority leader in the United States Senate. So as we go forward here, we got a lot to do. And I'm so glad you've shown up, but the work is starting now. If you've not voted, get ready to vote. If you're not taking 5 people, go knock on doors, because this is what the Democrats do. How many of you want to be said that a Democrat outworked you? Oh, wait. Did a Democrat outwork Republicans in the state of Georgia? Not going to happen. With David Schaefer running our party, with our other members, our Republican members of the House, and now we're going to keeping our 2 senators, we're going to keep this state red. And there's somebody who's been fighting for us all over this nation. There's someone who's been running the Republican National Committee, and she has been fighting every day for us and fighting for conservative. She's here putting the resources and time and effort. I want you to give a great Georgia welcome for Miss Ronna McDaniel.
Hello, Georgia! Okay, we got to get more energy because we've got some big races to win. Hello, Georgia! Are you ready to keep the majority in the United States Senate and fight socialism and keep America free? You know, the whole country's watching you. I don't know if you know that, if you feel the eyes of the whole world on you, because you are on the front line of determining the future of the United States of America. And I'm going to tell you something. I love this country. I love the United States of America. How about you? Do you love the United States of America? And we know that this last election, a lot of things happened that we need to fix. And we're going to continue to fight for our president, Donald J. Trump. And we're not giving up. But the best way to fix it is to send 2 senators to Washington who are going to fight for election integrity so this never happens again. So we know what the Democrats are putting forward. They're putting forward 2 candidates who want to do some pretty drastic things that will make sure we don't recognize our country. If they get the levers of power, we'll never win another election again, because they'll change everything. They'll get rid of the filibuster. They'll get rid of the 3rd branch of government by stacking the Supreme Court. They're not even hiding this. We need to hold the line, and the line is here in Georgia. And every one of you, we need you to get out and talk to your family and talk to your friends and talk to your neighbors and talk to your coworkers and talk to the people you go to church with. And this is a time to be bold. If you have wronged somebody, make it right. And then ask them to vote in this election for Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue. We have a lot to do, and I can tell you, you can sleep on January 6th. But between now and then, we need you. We need you all to go out and fight for our country. I think you are a great state. I love you. Please, please, make sure you save the United States of America by putting 2 Republicans in the United States Senate, and that's David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler. As you all know, Kelly couldn't be here today. She had a tragedy hit her campaign, and she's in our thoughts and prayers. But we do have David Perdue here with us today. And David has become a very dear friend of mine. He is somebody who actually knows how to create jobs. Isn't that amazing? Something that we want in Washington. Somebody actually knows how to create health care plans for their employees. Somebody who actually knows what we're all doing every day by working hard. He knows how to live under the laws that the United States Senate makes, and he is the right person to send back to Washington. We need to re-elect him. Please join me in giving a big Georgia welcome to David Perdue.
How you doing? Thank you for being out here today. God bless you guys. Listen, the eyes of America are on Georgia right now, and it couldn't be more serious. We know that the choice in this race is bigger than Kelly Loeffler, it's bigger than me, it's bigger than our opponents. It's about the future direction of our country. It's a simple choice between headed down the road to socialism or to keep our freedom. Freedom. But we have to listen to what the other side is saying because they're serious. Remember what Chuck Schumer just said 2 weeks ago. Take Georgia, change America, right? No. AOC even said, wait a minute, we have to have those seats in Georgia because we do not want to negotiate. We want the Green New Deal without compromise. That's what's at stake here. Guys, history tells us that the price of socialism is freedom. And that's what this election is really all about. If you look at what they're talking about of perpetrating on America, just go read the Senate Democratic platform. It's out there. It's been out there all year. What they want to do, and Chuck Schumer says it best, what he wants to do is to change the rules of the Senate so he could really be in charge with 50 votes. If he gets these 2 seats, he will have the effective majority of the United States Senate. And here's what's coming. He's going to pack the court. He's going to add Democratic seats to the Senate. He's going to get rid of the Electoral College. Now then, what will they do with that? They want to defund the police at a time when we should be defending the police. They want to cut our military when we should be building and worshiping and holding in respect every person in uniform in the United States. What he's talking about doing is open our borders. He's talking about illegal immigrants having the right to vote. He's talking about the Green New Deal. He's talking about taking away our private health insurance. Guys, what they're talking about is so far left that we may never get it back again if we lose this race right now. Let me just remind you of something that a great American once said, talking about freedom. Freedom is never more than 1 generation away from extinction. We don't pass it down in the bloodstream. It's got to be fought for, protected, and passed on. Or one day, in our sunset years, we'll be sitting around telling our children and our children's children what it was like one day in America when women and men were free. That's never going to happen, guys. We're going to make this happen right now. We're going to win Georgia, and we're going to save America, right? And we got to make darn sure that the road to socialism never runs through the state of Georgia. Now, I get the privilege today. We've got a special guest here. I don't usually ride around on Air Force Two. So you may have guessed that we have somebody pretty special here with us today. This man was a 2-term governor of the state of Indiana. He was in the House of Representatives for 6 different terms. This is a man of God, and he's our 48th Vice President of the United States. Please welcome Vice President Mike Pence.
What is up, everyone? Thank you guys for being here. Please let me know how you're doing in the chat, how your day is going. And as always, please hit that like button. The more likes that we get in a short period of time, the more people the algorithm will bring into the chat to come hang out with us and see what's going on. So please take this time right now to hit that like button. If you're new here, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. That way you help the channel out. I don't want to say you'll be notified because they're messing with my notifications right now. But it definitely helps the reach of the channel. If you do want to stay notified, make sure you join the Discord. Follow all the links in the description. Go ahead and read the description. There's lots of information in there about me, about the channel, about how you can stay connected if you're interested in what you see. And yeah, thank you guys for being here.
Well, hello, Georgia. To Senator David Perdue, our great Republican National Chair, Ronna McDaniel, to the hometown Congressman Buddy Carter, to our great friend, Congressman Doug Collins, Bubba McDonald, State Chair David Schaefer, my fellow Americans, it is great to be back in the Peach State. Thank you all for coming out on this beautiful day. But before I begin, I know we were all just informed that a young man on Senator Kelly Loeffler's staff lost his life in a fatal car accident this afternoon. Senator Loeffler's on her way back to Atlanta to support that young man's family and her staff in this difficult hour. And she goes with our prayers and our deepest sympathies for his family, her staff, and all of those impacted by today's tragic loss of a truly wonderful young man. God bless them all. Thank you. But it is great to be with so many friends here in Georgia. And speaking of friends of mine, allow me to bring greetings from another friend of mine. A man who has been fighting every day to keep the promises that he made to the people of Georgia. I bring greetings from the 45th President of the United States of America, President Donald Trump. I'm here because I stand with President Donald Trump. And I'm here because we stand with Senator David Perdue and Senator Kelly Loeffler. But I have to tell you, I told the president this morning that I was headed to Georgia. And he told me, I'm going to be there tomorrow. And we're here to stand with two extraordinary leaders. And we're here also to express our gratitude for the support of the people of Georgia over the past 4 years and over the past 4 weeks. It's amazing to think about it. With your support, President Trump received more than 74 million votes across America, more than 10 million than 2016. We received the greatest share of minority votes of any Republican in the last 60 years, and we added more than a dozen seats to the United States Congress. And as our election contests continue, here in Georgia and in courts across the country, I'll make you a promise. We're going to keep fighting until every legal vote is counted. We're going to keep fighting until every illegal vote is thrown out. And we will never stop fighting to make America great again. That's why President Trump and I need David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler back in the Republican majority in the United States Senate. For all we've done, for all we have yet to do, we need the Peach State to defend the majority. Because the road to the Senate Republican majority runs right through the state of Georgia. Are you with me? You know, there's never a dull moment at a Trump rally, is there? Men and women of the Peach State, I'm here on the President's behalf because we need Georgia to send two great senators back to a Republican majority in Washington. We need to send them back because of who they are. We need to send them back because of all that we accomplished together. And we need to send them back because a Republican Senate majority could be the last line of defense, preserving all that we've done to defend this nation, revive our economy, and preserve the God-given liberties we hold dear. But I'm here because of who they are. David Perdue is a son of Macon. Worked his way to the top of the business world, but he answered the call to public service. After spending 40 years as one of the most successful business leaders in America, he decided to serve Georgia. And I can tell you firsthand, he's a principled conservative, a man of deep conviction and faith. And Senator David Perdue has been one of the greatest allies of our administration in Washington, D.C. And another incredible leader, Kelly Loeffler, fourth generation on her family's grain farm. She built her own company up from the ground. She broke barriers in business and sports to become one of Georgia's most successful businesswomen. And I can tell you again, in a very short period of time, she's emerged as one of the most important conservative voices on Capitol Hill. We need Senator Kelly Loeffler back in Washington, D.C. So we support your senators because of who they are, but also because of everything that we've done with their support. I mean, think about it. 4 years ago, we inherited a military that had been hollowed out by devastating budget cuts, an economy that was struggling to break out of the slowest recovery since the Great Depression. Terrorism was on the rise around the world, and we witnessed a steady assault on our most cherished values. But with your two senators, and under President Donald Trump, we rebuilt our military. We revived our economy. We secured our border, stood with law enforcement, and fought for life and liberty and the Constitution of the United States of America. And everything starts with our national defense. You know, I'm your vice president, but the highest title I'll ever hold is DAD. And I'm the proud father of a United States Marine and the father-in-law of a Navy pilot. And I couldn't be more proud to serve alongside a president who cares so deeply about the men and women of our armed forces. President Trump has signed the largest investments in our national defense since the days of Ronald Reagan. I mean, the truth is, we're finally giving our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guard the support they need to defend this nation. And Senator David Perdue, from his seat on the Senate Armed Services Committee, has been there every step of the way. Thank you, Senator. So it's been about standing with those who serve, but also standing with all of you who did serve in the uniform of the United States. You know, the last administration saw years of scandal at the VA that shocked the conscience of the nation. You remember? I mean, we literally had veterans in this country passing away, waiting for care at VA hospitals in this country. But when President Trump came into office, with the help of your two senators, those days are over. President Trump signed the most sweeping reforms of the VA in 50 years. We fired 10,000 VA employees that weren't giving our veterans the care that they earned, and Veterans Choice is now available for every veteran in America. And from her seat on the Veterans Affairs Committee, Senator Kelly Loeffler was there every step of the way. And with our renewed American strength, the last 4 years we've stood up to our enemies and stood with our allies. At the direction of the Commander-in-Chief, our armed forces took down the last inch of territory under the black flag of ISIS, eliminated their leader, and Qasem Soleimani is gone. We've stood with those who threaten us, but we've stood with our most cherished ally like never before. After 4 different presidents made the promise and broke it, it was President Donald Trump who kept his promise and moved the American embassy to Jerusalem, the capital of the State of Israel. So it's been about security, standing strong in the world. But it's also been about our prosperity. And again, your senators have been there every step of the way. After the slowest recovery in some 75 years, President Trump revived the American economy. We cut taxes. We rolled back regulation. We fought for free and fair trade, unleashed American energy, and in 3 short years, businesses large and small created 7 million good-paying jobs, including 350,000 jobs right here in the Peach State. And your senators were there every step of the way, especially in this challenging year through which we've passed. It's amazing to think, in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic, it was a moment at which we'd lost 22 million jobs. But because of the strong foundation that both of Georgia's senators supported, we've already seen more than 12 million Americans go back to work. We're opening up America again. I mean, the response to this pandemic, I must tell you, serving alongside this president, it's been deeply inspiring to me as an American. With the support of your two senators, we launched the greatest national mobilization since World War II. We secured financial support for families and businesses. And while the other side said it would take a miracle to get a vaccine before the end of the year, we just heard at the CDC in Atlanta, we're about a week and a half away from starting to distribute tens of millions of doses of a safe and effective vaccine. America is in the miracle business. And David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler were there every day of this challenging year. But when it comes to the rule of law, I couldn't be more proud to report to you, with the strong support of these senators, we've confirmed more than 220 conservative judges to our federal courts at every level. And they are all men and women who will uphold the God-given liberties enshrined in our Constitution, like the freedom of speech, the freedom of religion, and the Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms. And none of that would have been possible without the consistent support and vote of Senator David Perdue and Senator Kelly Loeffler. It was Georgia senators who were there when we confirmed Justice Neil Gorsuch, Justice Brett Kavanaugh, and Justice Amy Coney Barrett. In fact, Senator Kelly Loeffler was the first member of the United States Senate to call for the immediate confirmation of Justice Amy Coney Barrett. And it couldn't be more important than it is right now. I think you all understand. A strong judiciary is the vanguard of our liberties. Under the last administration, you remember how our values and our freedoms were under assault. The last administration actually was trampling on the religious liberty of Americans on a regular basis. They compromised the conscience rights of doctors and nurses and of religious charities. They even hauled the Little Sisters of the Poor into federal court to force them to compromise their faith to live under the mandates of Obamacare. In fact, we saw that religious intolerance 2 years ago when Amy Coney Barrett went before the Judiciary Committee the first time. The leading Democrat on the committee actually said she was concerned because of Amy Coney Barrett's sincere Christian faith. She said, and I quote, "The dogma lives loudly within you." And Hollywood liberals have been ridiculing Amy Coney Barrett ever since. Well, I got news for the Democrats in Washington and their friends in Hollywood. That dogma lives loudly in me. That dogma lives loudly in you. And the right to live and worship according to the dictates of our faith lives loudly in the Constitution of the United States of America. So for our liberties, for our freedoms, we need Senator David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler back in a Republican majority in the United States Senate. The stakes in this election have never been higher. And the choice has never been clearer. Where David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler stand for a strong national defense, John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock are going to cut our national defense to fund their big government programs. Where David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler cut taxes, John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock want to raise taxes on working families and businesses large and small. Where David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler support our military, Raphael Warnock has demeaned our military and repeatedly defended the anti-Semitic rhetoric of Reverend Jeremiah Wright. And where John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock support taxpayer funding of abortion, David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler stand for the right to life. You all know what the stakes are here in Georgia. Chuck Schumer said it. Couldn't have said it more clearly. He said, quote, "Now we take Georgia, then we change America." I got a message for Chuck Schumer and the Washington Democrats. We're going to keep Georgia. We're going to save the Senate. and then we're gonna save America. You know, our agenda is American greatness. Their agenda is American decline. John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock's agenda of higher taxes, open borders, socialized medicine, a Green New Deal, defunding the police and packing the courts. It's wrong for Georgia. And John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock are wrong for Georgia and wrong for America. That's why we need Georgia to say no to Ossoff and Warnock and yes to Senator David Perdue and Senator Kelly Loeffler on January 5. So, Georgia, I came here today to say, stay in the fight. Stay in the fight for integrity in our elections. And stay in the fight to defend the Republican majority in the Senate. Stay in the fight until the polls close on January 5th. And we send David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler back to a Republican majority. I mean, to keep America great, everybody, that's what's on the line. To preserve the progress that we've made, to protect our values and our liberties. We need you to vote, Georgia. We need you to vote to send Senator David Perdue and Senator Kelly Loeffler back to Washington, D.C. It all starts now. So I've got a few things to ask you to do before I get back on that airplane. First and foremost, check your registration. Make sure you and everyone you know is registered to vote by end of business this Monday, December 7th. Get it done. Secondly, you can request an absentee ballot today. If you need information, GeorgiaVotingInfo.com has everything you need. You have until December 31st to request a ballot. When you request that absentee ballot, I want you to be confident about your vote. Our National Chair, Ronna McDaniel, our State Chair, David Schaefer, David and Kelly will all tell you, we're on them this time. We're watching. We're going to secure our polls. We're going to secure our drop boxes. So get an absentee ballot and vote today. Don't wait. Fill it out and turn it in. And if you don't want to vote by mail, in-person voting starts Monday, December 14th. And if you need details, I checked on the way here. On the 14th, you can just go about 5 minutes up the road. 65 Billy B. Hare Drive, just past the Shell gas station. They'll be open on the 14th, 9 to 4, Monday through Friday. And remember, friends, don't let friends vote alone. Bring a family member, bring a neighbor, and vote to send David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler back to Washington, D.C. So between now and when the polls close on January 5, we need you to vote, Georgia. And we need you to tell everybody to get it done. I know we've all got our doubts about the last election. And I actually hear some people saying, just don't vote. My fellow Americans, if you don't vote, they win. If you don't vote, there could be nothing to stop Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi from cutting our military, raising taxes, and passing the agenda of the radical left. For all we've done, for all we have yet to do, for our president and our future, for Georgia and America, cast another vote for all that President Trump has accomplished. Vote to send David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler back to the United States Senate. And I promise you, we're going to keep on fighting. And know this, we can fight for our president, and we can fight for more Republicans in the Senate at the same time. We have done both. We're going to keep doing both. We're going to make America great again. So vote, Georgia. And after you vote, by absentee or early voting or even on Election Day, do what Ronna McDaniel just challenged you to do. Go tell somebody what the stakes are. And tell them what's on the line here. Tell them about the progress that we've made over the last 4 years and all that we can continue to do to make this country safe and secure and strong and prosperous and free. I mean, here's the deal, Georgia. It might all come down to you. Are you with me? So go tell your neighbors and friends at worship and at work. See, I ran into Mike out at the airport. David Perdue was there, and Ronna McDaniel, and Doug Collins, and these people are all fired up. But the key is, we got to bring it all together. Georgia's got to bring it. Georgia's got to hold the line on January 5th. And finally, as you leave here today, I hope you tell people what we talked about. Share this same passion you shared with all of us. Tell them what the stakes are. Tell them the difference that one vote can make here in the state of Georgia. And have faith. You know, we may not know what the future holds, but we know who holds the future. So finally, in these challenging times in the life of our nation, I'd encourage you to avail yourself of that wellspring of strength from which the people of this state and this nation have drawn throughout our history. And when you do so, remember that ancient promise that if his people who are called by his name will humble themselves and pray and turn, that he'll do like he's always done throughout the long and storied history of this state and this nation. He'll hear from heaven and he'll heal this land. This one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So pray for America. It'll make a difference. And I just know, if all of us do all that we need to do between now and January 5th, I know if you vote, Georgia, you vote your values, you vote your convictions. If you vote to send David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler back to a Republican majority in the United States Senate, if we stand with President Donald Trump until every legal vote is counted, I just know that with the support of people across this state and with God's help, we'll keep on winning. We'll defend the vote. We'll defend the Senate. And we will keep making America great again. Thank you very much, Georgia. God bless you. God bless America. Now let's go get it done.
One of the biggest savings is that the
All right, everyone. So let's do some shout outs. Hey, thank you so much, Crystal, for joining the membership program. You're officially a hooligan. All right, guys, that was kind of short-lived, but I'm going to end this live so this can be archived and then see what else is going on. Hopefully, we will be able to go live again shortly. If you're new here, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon. That way you'll be notified. Well, that way you'll be supporting and helping the channel get a bigger reach. If you want to stay notified, make sure you join the Discord. That way you'll never miss a notification no matter how YouTube feels about me or my channel. So definitely join the Discord. The link is in the description, but I will also post it in the chat. So yeah, I'm going to dig around and see what else is going on, and we will most likely be going live again here shortly. Thank you all for being here. That's a wrap.